Many African communities have adopted a modern way of life. Nevertheless, there are communities that still observe and adhere to the traditional indigenous African precepts. The purpose of this chapter is to provide you with some insight on traditional African precepts and practices in their traditional form. Traditional indigenous African communities function on the basis of the following. From this relationship, reciprocal rights and duties and behavioral patterns arise. Relations that are determined by blood relationships dictate one's behavior. For example, how parents relate to their children and vice versa, and how relatives relate to each other. Also, customary laws of succession and marriage are based on kinship. Households, family groups, and communities are organized in a certain orderly manner which determine the way in which structures should function. Also significant, particularly in the traditional structures, is the relationship between the living and the dead. It is an esteemed relationship within the traditional African communities and can determine good or ill health, prosperity or poverty. Western culture has led to the emergence of new social structures. Modern social structures are said to be individual-orientated as opposed to group-orientated. Religion also has had an influence on traditional indigenous African communities. Christianity, for an example, prescribes precepts that impact on certain customs like polygamy. Christianity forbids polygamy, and to adhere to the practice of polygamy constitutes a sin. Religion, therefore, has contributed to the molding of the modern social structures.